Well, it was a big day yesterday in Ottawa as the federal budget was unveiled.
Yep.
The budget includes $53 billion in spending over 5 years. And here to break down where some of that coin is going, expert Rubina Ahmed's here.
That's right. Rubina, all right, so what were some of the biggest takeaways from this budget?
So the biggest takeaway is the federal government is laser focused on housing and increasing housing supply. The lion's share of the money of this new spending, $19 billion of it, is going to go towards new housing builds, purpose-built apartment rentals, loans for developers to build those, more money to develop federal lands, federal buildings rather, into to housing that Canadians could live in. They want to create 3.1 million units by 2031. That's a really, really aggressive target. And this is how they're saying they're going to get there. They say this is going to help the housing crisis by increasing supply and therefore bringing down demand.
All right. Okay. Federal government also targeting wealthy Canadians, Rubina. Tell us more about this.
Yeah, so this is specifically for Canadians who are selling a investment. So, for example, if you own an investment property, it's not your primary residence. If you sell that, you have to pay capital gains on any of the profits that you see on that home. What they're saying is that beyond $250,000, they are going to have a capital gains tax of 2/3 of that amount. So this is something that people should keep in mind, because right now a lot of people are selling second properties that they may have purchased back in the mid 2010s that they are now finding unaffordable because of the higher interest rates. So do be aware that this higher capital gains will affect you if your profit is more than $250,000. And as well, taxing corporations. There's been some criticism lauded at that this is actually going to hinder corporations' ability to scale, to hire, to increase wages, but this is how they're saying they're going to come up with the money to pay for these housing initiatives and other initiatives that they announced yesterday.
Wow. So is there relief? Do you think there's relief for Canadians?
So there wasn't anything that was tangible, like that we've seen in the past, like the Canada Child Benefit when it was announced, that, money in Canadian households' pocket. There is some relief for small businesses when it comes to the carbon tax, a rebate for them. So that could trickle down into consumers spending less, so they won't have to raise prices. There's also $1 billion, which was already announced for a school program for lunches in elementary schools across the country. I was really surprised to hear that Canada is the only G7 nation that does not have a lunch program. Now, this will save families money because you don't have to send your kids with a lunch, and it will also be a hot lunch. So that is two things that are positive for. They're saying it's going to serve 400,000 kids across the country.
All right. Well, Rubina, thank you so much for breaking it down. I know there was a lot to look at. Thanks so much.
Yeah, thanks for having me.